What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having yourselves a beautiful day. Welcome back to J-Boo's Plants and Bonsai. Thank you all for stopping by. Today is a perfect day. The weather is absolutely amazing and we're coming in with an awesome video. Sitting beside me we have this absolutely marvelous Bougainvillea, and as I'm sure you guys can tell, it is very healthy. It's got growth just coming out pretty much everywhere. And so for today, we're going to be giving it a much needed trimming and a wiring. It's getting very leggy and scraggly, so we need to make sure we get it back into shape. I don't believe I have ever featured this plant on the channel before, and so I'm really quickly just going to go over some brief history, or our brief history with this plant, because we've only had it for like a couple years. And clearly this is a pretty old plant, and so like I said, we've only had it for about 2 years, and we originally got it in Hawaii. We got it from a nursery that was owned by this lady named Miss Lang, and Miss Lang, if you're somehow watching this, shout out to you. But anyways, this plant was at that nursery and it wasn't in the best condition, and so she threw us a pretty good deal. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it really wasn't anything expensive whatsoever. And we originally wanted it because, you know, if we could save it, it could probably make a cool bonsai. And so we acquired the package and we brought it back to HQ, and for a while it was just doing, you know, okay, not really too good or too bad. But finally, after some time getting adjusted, it is starting to do quite well, and believe me, I know it's still pretty ugly right now. It used to be quite a bit uglier, but yeah, now that we've talked about the history of this plant and how it came to be, let's go ahead and let's get to business, because this plant is in desperate need of a haircut. It is absolutely going crazy. So yeah, gamers, let's get to it. Let's quickly just get some initial looks at the plant just so that we know what we're working with. And so right here, what we are looking at is kind of what I would consider the front of the plant. We have a nice view of our awesome trunk here, which is very aged and very beautiful, very thick as well. So ideally the canopy would go somewhere around here. And of course we're going to want to clear out these branches to actually be able to see our awesome trunk. As I turn the plant, you'll probably notice that this side has a lot less growth than this side, and it's a lot less full, and that's simply just due to not getting as much light on this side. And so our only solution there is, simply just giving it more light, but it's not too bad, and that's really the only spot that's kind of like that. The rest of the plant is obviously super crazy looking, super full. We'll just quickly finish spinning the plant around. This side is kind of where a majority of the growth is. It's like where 90% of these super long branches are coming from. Alright guys, so now that we've had our initial looks at the plant, now we can begin our pruning process. We're going to start at the bottom of our plant. As per usual, just starting out by cleaning up the plant a little bit. Taking a look right here, we have a set of branches that I'm going to simply cut off because I know I'm not going to need them. They're just making our plant look a bit more bushy than we need it to. And the same thing is going to go for this branch right here. It's just taking away from our beautiful trunk. And of course we want to make our trunk look as best as possible. For this branch, it is a little bit low, but it's not as low as the other ones. And so I'm going to try and make a layer out of it. And of course, if it doesn't end up looking good, we can always just cut it off later on. That is pretty much it for the lower parts of our plant here, and so we can now begin to work on our canopy. Here is where we are starting out our pruning process. The first thing we're going to do is just keep on clearing up the plant, making it a bit more visible to see. And so we're going to do that by simply cutting back a bunch of these super long branches, cutting them back to just a few leaves. We don't want to keep them too leggy. Branch right here is sticking up a bit too much and it's making it look a little bit goofy, so we're going to cut it back just a little bit here, maybe just one more. If we look down a little bit, we're going to have a couple more of these super long branches. Who would have thought? And all that we're going to do is just simply cut them back a little bit, see how they grow, and once they grow, whichever one is looking better will eventually take the spot of the other, because they're going to cross at one point or another, unless we give it a little bit of a bend, which maybe we will end up doing. Just moving along on our journey here of clearing up our beautiful plant, making it look a bit nicer and a bit more visible. Right here we have a branch that is creating two more branches that are very long and getting in our way. But we don't want to just, cut them right here, because this branch is actually coming across like the entire plant, and that just doesn't look good. So we're going to want to cut this branch back quite low. So we're going to get in here, take this branch, and cut it down quite far. Just like that. Alright everybody, so here is what it is looking like after receiving a pretty heavy pruning. As you can see, it is a lot less bushy and overgrown looking. So now I'm going to quickly show you guys what my intentions are for the future with this plant. So like I said, this would kind of be the front of our plant here, and then we would have our canopy at the top. But I'm hoping that in the future we could get some separation right here, maybe keep this as a layer, but I would like to see that kind of broken trunk at the end there. I think that looks pretty cool, and it would look cool if we had a nice little gap there to actually show it. Like I mentioned, if this layer doesn't end up looking good, we're just gonna go ahead and cut it off, but I thought we might as well just give it a try. And then we're also gonna see what these end up growing into. If they, grow into something nice, then that's fine. But if not, they're just here for some extra photosynthesis to help the plant recover. I'm going to quickly just start to wire some branches, see where it gets us, and then I'll come back when we are finished, gamers. Alright gamers, so here is what our finished product is looking like. Definitely not the prettiest thing in the world. At least I think it's a little bit pretty, but I know that generally this is definitely not very pretty. But we did end up wiring a few things, not as many as I thought I would. I might end up wiring a bit more later, but we just got a few branches positioned in a little bit better spots, giving them better spread, giving the plant a bit more volume. So yeah, you guys know the deal. Now that we're done with the plant, we're gonna go ahead and roll some clips, and then we'll be back for the conclusion. Alright guys, so that is pretty much gonna do it and wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys did or if you didn't. Let me know what I could have done better or what I did good. You guys know the deal. Let me know. Clearly this plant still has a very long way to go, so just trust the process. Eventually it will look nice, but now is not the day for it, But one day. Thank you all for stopping by and tuning in. You guys are truly the best. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys make my day. I do it for y'all. But yeah, guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.